This one is for the books, guys. This is probably one of the worst video reviews that I'm ever gonna do. Not because I'm bad at my job, because this is just excruciatingly narcissistic. So if anything more was needed to convince you that the majority of trans activists are actually just sociopaths or narcissists in disguise, this is gonna be it. Keep watching till the end, please. I know that was quick. I'm gonna play it for you again. Watch carefully. Supposed trans person filming their mother with cancer after she had her breasts removed, and then them saying that they're jealous. First of all, your mom did not get top surgery, you entitled little shit. Your mom has cancer. She needed to get the cancer removed from her body. And in the same way that you might want your breasts removed, she didn't want her breasts removed. You should be understanding the pain that she's in, not being jealous of it. The level of narcissism here is at an all-time high. The fact that these people don't show any remorse or empathy for their own mother is disturbing, to say the least. It's sociopathic, honestly. And this isn't the only one like this I found on TikTok. There's at least 10 more. We're gonna show you a few of them.
He did that. Bad bitch Monday night.
Notice these people are always around the same age, all assumingly assigned female birth. All that were born female. They're always sassy and emotional and talk about how horrible their lives are. The same tone inflection, always seem to have no sympathy for anybody else. Across cultures, by the way. Interesting, right? Clearly the cult of oppression has no boundaries.
My mother has officially gotten top surgery before me, and she's on HRT. Is it because she has breast cancer and had to have a mastectomy? Yes. And was that HRT estrogen for being menopausal? Also yes, but like, I just want one. I'm the trans one. I just want one thing.
There really is no end in sight with this, is there? Like, it's always gonna be about me. It's always about me. All eyes on me in the center of the rings like a circus. Somebody said on Twitter, is this girl seriously suggesting that their unneeded cosmetic surgery is more important than a cancer victim's getting treatment? That cancer victim is their mother. They would rather have people die of cancer than wait to have their boobs hacked off for no reason. What a horrible daughter. I will say that a few of the responses that I've seen to these videos on Twitter do mean well, but aren't exactly correct, right? Gender dysphoria is a very real mental illness or mental mismatch, whatever you want to call it. I personally don't think if somebody has legitimate gender dysphoria that should be considered cosmetic. For many trans people, including the ones that I know personally, it is considered a life or death type of surgery for them, which is why so many of them commit suicide and self-harm. And I do think, of course, that extreme cases of gender dysphoria need to be taken seriously. But let's remember, gender dysphoria is in no way the same as extreme narcissism. Look at this. You know what is true when they say hurt people hurt people? It's one of my favorite quotes. Now, in my opinion, either these kids are truly suffering this badly, in more ways than one, right? Because I feel like only someone that is actually suffering this much would do something like this or say something like this about other people that are also suffering. Or they're sociopaths and narcissists. You decide. Write in the comments. I found this tweet next. It says, trans patients were called last week and informed that their long-awaited top surgery had been canceled to let more cancer mastectomies happen. It's not their responsibility. Talking about the trans people. Our surgery is not cosmetic. Transgender wait times are fatal, and I #won't die waiting. And to this I would say, maybe instead of blaming women for, you know, something that they cannot control, like having cancer, for having your top surgery being put off for a little while, you start putting blame on queer theory for taking over gendered medicine. Aaron Kimberly is a doctor I follow on Twitter who constantly talks about all this stuff, and I adore him. I suggest you go follow him. He tweeted this a few months back in reference to this. Something I've been afraid to say publicly. I used to be a clinician in trans medicine. I did hormone readiness assessments for youth until I read through the research and discovered the truth for myself. Queer theory has taken over gender medicine. I voiced my concerns about current practices in the trans community and was blacklisted and smeared. Youth and families are not being well supported by the informed consent model. There is no safety net when we are lying to them about what gender dysphoria is. Yeah, and like when nobody even knows what gender dysphoria is, we literally have thousands of girls, this is really happening, I've made videos on this, thousands of young women, supposedly, maybe they are trans, some of them, but probably not most of them, claiming that they need to have these surgeries and go on hormones when they're probably not actually experiencing gender dysphoria. Therefore, those are the people that are pushing back the needs of actual transsexual people, not women that have cancer. Stop. There are not that many people who are actually trans. There are already thousands upon thousands of videos, blogs, direct messages that I get, tweets that are from people documenting their detransition, recognizing that they in fact made a mistake. 90% of those people are female. Here's one of them. Dr. Kimberly said, I had some girls in my practice leave my office excited to go back to being girls. It hadn't occurred to them that there are different types of girls. I didn't do conversion therapy. I provided honest education and loving support for who they are. It was their free choice. Like, yes, I don't understand why this is so difficult for some people these days. This guy's great. great. The activists who are pushing for the informed consent model are being selfish at the expense of vulnerable kids, mostly girls, mostly young girls, mostly teenage girls, mostly white teenage girls. It was this way when it was like the goth scene and the emo scene, and now it's the queer and trans scene. So it's just the same thing. And one of the most annoying things about this for me is these supposed queer and trans kids who are actually not queer and trans are speaking for the majority of the LGBT community. The majority of these people do not have same-sex relationships or same-sex attraction and do not actually have gender dysphoria. New study came out of Arizona Christian University. 39% of 18 to 24-year-olds now identify as LGBTQ. But listen to this. This makes a lot of sense. The majority admit to often feeling anxious, depressed, or fearful. 3 out of 4 millennials said that they are still searching for their purpose in life. 22% of millennials contend that life is sacred, while half of the generation, 50% of millennials, argue that life is what you make it and there's absolutely no value associated with human life. We're wondering how we got to this point. This is why. The proportion of young adults who now identify as LGBTQ, which is 30% or 39%, 18 to 24-year-olds now, is roughly 3 times the proportion, the combined amount of older adults of the entire nation. Think about that. Clearly there's a lot of mental health issues going on here, a lot of emotional health, a lot of spiritual journey that needs to happen, self-love and self-esteem, lessons that need to be learned. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think more people are actually LGBT than ever before? Or do you think this is what I think and it's a mental health crisis, identity crisis, a whole bunch of other stuff? Let me know in the comments. I will see you guys back here in a few days with a brand new video. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you over on my locals page where I post content every day. Bye.